Hello, this is Dr. Oz. In this video, I would like to talk about the expected return from Apple. To be able to do that, we need to first of all calculate or get beta coefficient, which is for 5-year, based on 5-year monthly data. We know how to calculate this. I show you this in class. Basically, what you need to do is create a regression analysis for your company and versus the market, which is S&P 500. But instead of just doing that calculation here, what I'm gonna do is I will use the value that is given by Yahoo Finance. So what I will do is click on Google Chrome and then click here, Yahoo Finance. Go to Yahoo Finance. For my company is Apple for this example. I search Apple, AAPL, the stock ticker. When you scroll down here, you will see that the beta coefficient for Apple is 1.29. I will use that as an input for my beta coefficient, okay? 1.29. Okay, so this is your input really here. And in the previous model, actually, this was your input 2. And this was your input 2. So those are things that you were deciding. All right, so now what am I gonna assume for the next 10 years? Am I gonna assume that it's gonna stay the same, or is it gonna go down, or what? So this is my assumption that I think that Apple is big corporation and it will keep growing and growing next 10 years. And eventually the beta coefficient for Apple I think is gonna go down to 1, which is market itself. But you may disagree with that. If you disagree with that, just put here 1.29, but I would just put here 1, okay? Now what I will assume in my model that my Apple's beta coefficient will go down and down linearly to 1 from 1.29. All right, so how am I gonna do that? So I will first of all look at the lower bound, which is 1%, 1 not percent, 1 plus, right? I will look at the range, which is 1.29 minus 1. All right. And then I will multiply that with number of years passed from my base year, which is going to be, in this case, my year is 2020 minus my base year is 2019. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm typing here 2019, but it should change based on the base year. So maybe what I should do is instead of typing here 2019, I click here and then I will change this base year 2019. All right, and then there's 1 year difference. So divide by my total number of years in my study, which is gonna be 2029 is last year minus my base year is again gonna be 2019. Okay, so I will drag this formula to the right. To be able to do that, I need to lock my green cell. It's gonna be 2019 all the time, and I want my last value to stay the same. However, I want the C1 to change, because when I drag it right, I want to have linear interpolation. My blue cell, which is my terminal beta that I forecast, which I assume that's 1, since it's a really, really big corporation, I will lock that, and I will lock my 1.29 starting base year beta coefficient, and I will lock this. All right, so this should work, except I will just put here 2019, and maybe I will put a comment here, right click on that and insert comment. I will call this one as base year. Okay, so now let's see whether everything is all right. Okay, so if I now drag this one all the way till here, you can see that my number should change. Let me just go under formulas tab to make sure that calculations are automatic. Looks like I changed to manual. Under formulas tab, make sure that calculations are automatic. Now you can see that my values are calculated. I just want to make sure that I'm not creating a mess here. Oh, sorry about that. Of course, I'm calculating mess here. So instead of this one right here, what I'm gonna do is I will decrease from my base here minus this calculation. Now this makes more sense. All right, drag it right. Okay, now now this makes sense. What happened? So basically, I started with 1.29 beta and decreased that by 1/10 every year, 1/10 of the range. Okay, so you see 1/10 of the range. The range is 1.29 minus 1, which is 0.29. Basically, I'm decreasing this every year by around 0.03. Okay, so that's how I forecast my beta for the future. And now what I would like to do is I would like to assume expect market return. Expected market return. And I think the expected market return should be in long-term investor for S&P 500. Again, it's my assumption. If you don't like it, please plug in the values that you think that's right. 0.09. So I think historically, if you look at S&P 500 on average, it gives around 9%. So I will make this yellow too because this is your assumption as well. All right. And actually, these are your assumptions too. If you want to change, if you don't want to decrease or increase the way I want. Okay, I'm flexible. I respect your mental model. This is how my brain works. Okay. So now I will assume that this value will stay constant next 10 years. The expected market return will be 9%, and this is going to be perpetuity. It's going to be forever 9%. Now I would like to discuss the last thing in this video called expected return from Apple. What do I mean by that? I should maybe specifically explain what's going on. I think what I mean by that here, expected return as an equity holder. Okay, it's not a bond holder. As an owner of this company, equity holder, what should you expect from this company? So in general, I like to use CAPM model. You search CAPM model. You will see that capital asset pricing model is commonly used. Some people don't like it. I think it's pretty good model. Basically, it tells you what is the return should be expected from a company given the fact that risk-free rate and the market expected market return rate. So the formula for CAPM model should pop up here, which is going to be a risk-free plus, you can see that beta for the company in parentheses, expected return from market minus risk-free. So let's do that. So risk-free, this is going to be risk-free rate plus beta times expected market return minus the risk-free return. All right. So for my base here, if I do this calculation, I get, wow, -% is interesting. Let me just see whether there's any problem here. All right, let me just quickly see what's going on. Why is this negative? This doesn't make any sense to me because everything is positive here. Why is this calculating negative value? Am I doing something wrong? Let's see. Let's zoom in. I think it's going to be easier to see what's going on. So B2, which is risk-free rate, positive number, plus beta, which is a positive number, times 9% minus 0.7. So this, I don't know what's going on. Let me save my Excel file. This doesn't make any sense to me. This is a positive number. This is a positive number. Everything is positive here. Why would it come up with the negative number? Oh, I got it. I should not use my risk-free rate. I should use percentage, obviously. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, okay, this is much better. So my expected return should be 11% for the 2019. And when I drag it right, these are my expected returns for Apple equity holder. And of course, these numbers will change randomly. And once they do change, my numbers will change here as well. Okay, that's it for this video. Until next video, enjoy business analytics.